Hey everyone, and welcome to Chalk It Up to Crop. Today we're talking a little bit about connotation and denotation. The first thing that I want to explain is the difference between connotation and denotation. Denotation is the dictionary definition of the word, and I usually explain this using the word D. So dictionary and denotation go together. That is the definition of the word, literal meaning of it. So the word house is a structure that someone lives in. That is the denotation. The word home is a structure that someone lives in as well. So home and house have the same denotation. Connotation is the emotional charge of a word. Connotation is the thing that changes the most when you're looking at different types of words to use. So, for example, you would make the conscious decision to use the word home over house, not because of the denotation, but because of the connotation. For example, the connotation of the word home is going to be positive. You've got other things that you think about when you think of the word home, such as family, security, safety, and even love. So you use the word home when you're wanting to encompass all those connotations in your writing. So using the word home is one example of a word having a positive connotation. There are 3 different types of emotional charge a word can have. It can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be neutral. So the words that don't seem to do anything as far as connotation, those are going to be neutral words, like house. House is not a negative word, and it's not a positive word, so it's a neutral word. A lot of your words are going to be neutral. It is the positive and negative words that affect a text the most. An example of a negative word is going to be the word cheap. So in order to describe something as cheap, you're usually calling it a knockoff or not very sturdy, maybe destructible, or easily broken. When you call something inexpensive or affordable, that's going to be a neutral or positive example for the same denotation. Inexpensive is going to be our neutral term, where it just means it doesn't cost a lot of money, versus affordable, which means that it's something that comes at a great price and is worth having. So again, when you're looking at connotation, you're looking at positive, negative, or neutrally charged words and how that affects the text. If I want to describe something as cheap, I'm wanting to make a negative connotation to my readers. I'm wanting to put a negative impact on the text. And we do that as writers for a reason. These are all different ways that authors affect the mood or tone of a text. So if I'm wanting to instill a specific mood in my readers, that means that I want them to feel a specific way when they read this text, a story, informational piece, or anything. So I might use really negatively charged connotative words if I want the reader to not agree with a specific thing going on in the text. Or if I want to get the reader agitated or upset, if I want to instill those negative emotions, then I'm going to use negatively charged words. However, if I'm wanting to make my reader feel happy and light and agree with everything I'm saying, then I'm going to use those positively charged words that get people feeling warm and fuzzy inside. These connotative words can also affect the tone. Tone is different from mood in the sense that tone is the author's attitude about something. So if I'm trying to write an article about the polarized caps and I'm super passionate about that, then I'm going to use words that have a connotation that help pull or push the reader into agreeing with me. And it could be a persuasive attitude. It could be a passionate attitude. It could be inspirational. Those are all tones that I might put into my writing so that my reader can agree with me and believe me and do what I'm asking them to do. Connotation can also affect the character perspective in a text. So an author may use specific connotations in dialogue or description of a specific character. If that happens, then the author is not necessarily trying to put a tone or mood into the reader. It is trying to describe or characterize a character in a story. So these connotative words would then be used to help describe a character's perspective or a character's actions throughout a text.